If someone says you can overeat in the wild, I must think you're crazy. But if the guy's name is Matt, so there's nothing going on. After all, who comes here to hunt big alligators? It's not easy just looking at the size. The white flesh inside. Who read not to say like? It doesn't just boil in a pot. You can also smoke it into jerky. This alligator meat sealing. The others will never be able to do it. How delicious crocodile meat can be when cooked. You just keep putting it in your mouth. Not to mention all the other good food. If Matt could team up with me, feels like a wilderness survival challenge. I can do it lying down. Matt's team here is trying to fish. The surface looks clear with no fish. In fact, they're all hiding. There's movement as soon as the bait is down. It's just sitting there. It's not moving. You can't go fishing with a bow and arrow. A whoosh came through. The fish was firmly anchored there. This is the first time Dan has done this. It was amazing. Gotta give Matt a lot of credit for his guidance. You could wipe it right in front of your eyes. Get better every day. I believe it will be much stronger by the end. It's been 37 days. Tracy and Jenny haven't eaten meat for 3 days. The state of mind is very poor. Jenny still has some strength to move. And Trish is a total screw-up, trying to sleep off hunger. You know the camp's still a long way from the extraction point. I'm afraid she won't make it home. No matter what your physical condition is, still have to go out and find food. Do you really want to lie down until the end? It's a good thing the raft was built before. No more effort to build. The surrounding roads are relatively smooth. Avoid expending too much energy. It's just fruits and vegetables. Meat is too much to hope for. And you didn't find anything along the way. Tris doesn't feel well. Or we could just rot right here. Ever since Amber joined the team, the little days are getting better and better. Everyone thought they'd make it to 60 days. Food has to keep up with consumption. I'll throw up if I eat fish every day. AJ's going to take a walk around the neighborhood, hoping to add something to the menu. Mostly for crocodiles. It's tempting to think of that meat when it's cooked. Steven and Amber went fishing as usual. It's their most stable source of food. Try to get a few for everyone. Trish had a hard time getting to the little pond, but I didn't see any fish inside. I can feel something moving in my feet. Observe your surroundings carefully. Finally found a baby crocodile. So small the photographer didn't even notice. Funny thing is there's a head next door. There's no skill at all. Just reach out and grab it. It's a very small body. No bigger than an electric eel, I'm afraid. But it's enough to see them through to the end of the challenge. I feel like I don't even need it. You could break it with direct force. Find baby crocodiles when they need food the most. Let's just say they didn't deserve to die. I am confident that I can successfully complete the challenge. Take the time to clean this up. Jenny can't wait to eat it. I wish Trish would have handled it a little faster. My stomach is so hungry in there. Edgar's been here a long time. Finally a hunt with a blowgun. The wounded snake was scurrying about. Waited and waited just to be safe. When he's worn down enough, Edgar picked up his stick and knocked on it. The snake is really resilient. I'm panting like a dog. It still has the strength to try to escape. EJ dared not open his eyes. I thought it was all in my head. I don't know where that big snake is. It's really about turning people off. You can imagine how bad the mood is. Amber was still enjoying the fishing. Steven noticed what looked like a crocodile next door. I was just about to call someone. I didn't know they'd go somewhere else. Now that the crocodile's here, we have to find a way to catch it. I mean, Gas has fish every day. But really, it's getting a little boring. I hope Matt looks around at the big birds. Let's go shoot some more. Both sides are almost 100 meters apart. I suggest you wash and sleep, unless they come up to us. I have a chance to hunt. If I could catch a crocodile like Jenny, the quality of life would be greatly improved. I was wondering why they didn't do a whole. Are you still thinking of splitting it up? The meat sizzled over the fire. The smell alone is enough to mix several bowls of rice. Look at the Michelin chef's favorite caramel color. You have to taste it in your mouth. Tris feels like she's melting in her mouth. This time Amber won't be around to talk. The meat tastes better. Jenny was almost moved to tears. How happy it is to be able to eat and sleep. Preparations have been made for evacuation day. The challenge came on day 38. Matt's going to hunt more food for the team. There are quite a few birds around. Just close the gap. He's confident he'll kill with a straight arrow. Still a familiar place to ambush. Bird calls are very noticeable. Just wait until it comes down to drink. You must be patient when hunting, even if all the birds flew away. And we can't rush it. Only one has yet to fly away. The decision is yours. Matt didn't hesitate. Put the arrow directly into the body. Now Big Bird can't even fly if he wants to. Take the time to get in the water and get close. Big Bird hasn't given up trying to escape. It doesn't matter how fast these wings flap. Let's just go play in the belly. Matt proved it again. What is the first game of wild survival? I mean, the record is up for grabs. He's just wondering why he's got this thing on his head. But it's not a problem. Better get back to camp and show your strength. If anyone wants a big pot bird tonight, Dan was so excited he just wanted to stick, having such strong teammates around. How can he be hungry if he doesn't know? You know, there's a couple more on the shore. It's not too much to eat Big Bird once in 2 days. They're still trying to figure out what's so special about it. Feathers are very comfortable to touch. It's the perfect quilt to make. I've never seen that spike before. Maybe processing can be a good tool. Most of the wool has been cleaned up. The rest of the fire should do the trick, at least for an hour. Then you can put it in a pot and simmer. After roasting, you can't see the fur. It also adds a smoky aroma. Will you check the neighborhood later to see what spices to add? If this pot of meat is not delicious. He just quit the challenge and went home. Matt really has faith. What did Steven say to catch that gator? Or this challenge will be wasted. I was thinking about fishing to get by, but the fish are getting smaller and smaller. It'll be gone in a few days. Amber suggested a trap. It'll save you a lot of work when they bite. Well, since she said it so confidently, then follow the arrangement. I'm sure the rope can take it. What's awkward is this big hook. If we lose it, we lose the trap. The usual leftover fish head is used as bait. No crocodile can resist this. Steven was in quite a hurry. I hope we can hunt sooner. This place reminds Ajay of the days of the lone testis. It's probably the worst pain for a man. Amber instructs you on how to set a trap. The speed is quite fast. Actually, edgers caught alligators before. Know exactly what to do next. Everyone worked very well together. It was all set up in a moment, just to see when we get a crocodile. Matt's meat has been braised for 3 hours. The taste is very good, completely unaffected by the smoke. It adds a different flavor instead. It's so good you can dance in your stomach. This is what wilderness survival looks like. With a leg like Matt's, how can anyone go hungry every day? Makes me want to get in on the action. The challenge you have come to 39 days. He said he was going home tomorrow. Jenny needs her OARS ready for evacuation. The length must be fine. It's just a little tiring to use. The final tool in the challenge. Get it done early and get some rest. What materials are needed now? Just take things down and use them. Try to save enough energy to get out. Jenny's first time out in the wild for so long. I really didn't expect that. If it hadn't been for the thunder outside, I'm sure I'll sleep very peacefully tonight. With the rain coming down harder and harder, we have to suspend all outside activities. All back to camp, out of the rain and fire. Trish thinks nature targeted her. Why do we need the whole show on our last night? If the water level doesn't go down tomorrow, we're going to have a lot of trouble evacuating. The storm has been raining for 7 hours. No intention of stopping at all. Fortunately, the shelter has been upgraded several times. I'm afraid it could actually be destroyed. Trish is anxious right now. What if it doesn't stop raining tomorrow? All the players are praying it doesn't happen again. The water on the ground seeped out. You don't know how you made it to dawn. People are in a little bit of a mental state. It turns out that no matter how well you eat, when circumstances change, one has to readjust, especially with the water rising on Dan's side. Whether it's fishing or bird shooting, the situation is not optimistic. Only Jenny's evacuating home today. The mood is so good. Pack up your things briefly. Now I'm worried about the river blocking. It'll be hard to row with an oar. You don't like Amber much, do you? But the raft she left behind did work. Both of us can sit on it. The last 5 miles. Guess how long it takes to finish. Say no more and start home immediately. There's so much greenery around. Clean up as you go. Looks like we won't be leaving anytime soon. Matt's starting to eat whole palm cores again, at least until the water level drops. The rest of the day is not so hard. Just don't overdo it every day. Then fruits and plants are enough. I wonder if the others will be home today. All Amber knows for sure is that Tracy and Jenny are leaving. Let's hope they get it done. Now we just want to see the trap. Okay. Not to be able to catch the crocodile. I hope the trap is still intact. But the reality is that the bait is gone. Everything else is the same as it was yesterday. Looks like we ran into a wily crocodile. Tris and Jenny are already fast. I hope we get to open water. I'm sure we can do it at this rate. Now, there's the problem of no sun protection. My skin felt like it was burning. I thought I'd run into the other players. I didn't think it would be Amber. The good mood was extinguished in an instant, especially seeing her with the others. On the surface, everyone congratulated and encouraged each other. You don't know what you're thinking behind your back. Now I just want to get out of this area. I'm thrilled to see Amber. 40 days would be good. There's no way they can stay. Ajay did pose a blessing. I hope everyone can successfully complete the challenge. Trish doesn't want to be here for a second right now. Hurry up and get home, while his teammates are busy fishing. Edgar is out looking for prey. Not as strong as Matt, though. But years of hunting experience don't come for nothing. You have to prove yourself on camera. The fishing group went very well. I'm not going to be hungry tonight. Edgina finally found his prey. We're a little far away from that. He's not in a hurry. He doesn't install the arrow and then slowly move into range. There were no surprises. This arrow should be empty or not. Edgar thinks the man with the weapon. It's either a big god or a big fool. Bring a bow and arrow as normal. I've already done it myself. Now it takes time to improve the hit rate. Tris is already rowing so hard. It's only 5 kilometers away. Why does it feel like 50 kilometers? The river really feels like it has no end in sight. I'm starting to think about it again. If only it could just float by. Now we have to clean it up and move on. It's a sour feeling all over my body. I could use a rain to cool my body. They didn't prepare water. I'm afraid of passing out on the road from dehydration. Fortunately, open water lay just ahead. Just get in there. The extraction point is not far away. It was very exciting inside. Just getting ready to launch in situ. I saw an alligator come out. I don't think that's going to hit the raft. They're not ready to feed themselves. The show's plane came in slower than usual. Trish wanted to call the show and ask what was going on. When the two are upset, I finally hear the sound of the engine. It's not easy. 40 days is a hell of a time. Tracy regrets not getting rid of Amber sooner. Can reduce a lot of unnecessary internal friction. Can you finish the challenge? Anyway, kind of a breakthrough for myself. If you can come back for another challenge. I hope my teammates can arrange it better. No one wants to come and hear about it. In this way, the two successfully completed the 40-day challenge. The rest of the players have to work on it. Try to stay for 60 days. Watching others go home is really envy. The thought of them back eating and drinking. The heart will be more or less irritable. We've been here for 40 days. What's in store for the next 20 days? It's really hard to say. You might never get food again. Injuries are also possible. Everything that there is full of uncertainty. Can only try their best to carry on. Do you think both teams can do the challenge? The challenge came on day 41. First thing I do when I wake up is check for traps. I hope the crocodile will understand. Don't just eat bait all the time. If you can have a little gratitude. We should be dancing on the grill tonight. Ideas are good. It's just that the gators won't cooperate. The bait was still eaten clean. Man, they're here to catch a crocodile. I'm still here to feed you. I don't think this is the way to go. Fishing energy is a little hard to keep up with. It's not easy to stay for 60 days. I can't stand any less fat. I was just wondering if Eager would be able to do that before the challenge was over. If you can hunt for yourself once. Anyway, you can't miss fishing, can you? Every day the food doesn't keep up. They're too hungry to keep up. Ajay feels a little dehydrated from heat stroke. Can't stay in the hunt. It's nice to catch some fish once in a while. The pond shipment rate is quite high here at present, fully able to meet daily needs. An eel would be even better. Edgar watched everyone catch fish. I had a bold idea. dispose of freshly caught fish. He's going to use it, bike to bike. I can't believe the eels won't bite. Although the fish taken was not very large. But if you put it in the feed again, the fishing team is going to cry. Matt team's going to be a lot more organized. All are busy with their own business. Dan's still in the mood to improve his shooting. The hit rate is getting higher and higher. I can't say better than Matt, but it shouldn't be much worse, right? He thought before the challenge was over. I hope the bow hunt goes well. Matt watched Dan practice. It is quite gratifying inside. It would be nice if you could help out before practice. Steven's fishing is going so well here. If not for the limited time, he can be here all the time. Anyone who likes fishing should come see this. Bring professional fishing tackle is even more terrifying harvest. Edgar's got the bait to make a noise. I don't believe the eels can hold it. Too bad it won't bite. Never seen one so hard to catch. If it wasn't for Steven, he caught fish every day. If he hunts, they'll starve. Matt's got plenty of food, enough to make a table. They know how to enjoy life. Suddenly, I heard a loud noise over the water. Go see what's going on, okay. If I guess correctly, there's definitely a big crocodile over there. Matt was very excited. If I can catch it on fire, I'll have food for at least 2 weeks. Everyone has gathered nearby. Matt gave me the assignment right away. Seal off all escape routes. Let Dan grab a bow and hunt. He was in charge of catching the crocodile to avoid escape. Be sure to be safe. If the crocodile gets angry, run away. There's no need to put yourself in danger for food. Dan was right on top of the crocodile. This close range has to hit the head. Gas is in position and waiting. Now it's up to Dan to play. I saw this arrow in my head. The crocodile hasn't reacted yet. It was quiet in the water. Dan put another arrow in to see. I'm afraid the gators are thoroughly chilled. Gas pulled it straight to shore. On the safe side, or get the gator's mouth under control. Everyone was so excited. Definitely the biggest ever hunted. There's nothing like the others' little crocs. In fact, it was killed with the first arrow. Dan's really stepped up his game. I'm afraid I might have missed a shot. You can't eat it all at once. We could use a grill to smoke it. If there are no accidents, I'm going to sleep smelling meat for the next few days. This is what wilderness survival looks like. Crocodiles are not complicated to handle, just a little bit faster. Otherwise, the meat stinks and you lose. The only thing missing from a family bucket in the wild is the capybara. Just have to make it happen sometime. Don't look at Dan's skinny look. I had no trouble carrying the crocodile. It's like having an extra scarf. At least 50 pounds of alligator. Hang it up for disposal. Cut along the gap between the scales. Save as much meat as possible. I don't want to share it with other animals. Dan and Vaz are under Matt's guidance. I'm learning to handle crocodiles. I really want to bite into this white flesh. Just imagine what it looks like when it's cooked. I can't keep my mouth watering. The cut meat can be smoked on the shelf. Matt suggests eating as much as you can. The smoking process is uncertain. Even jerky can go bad. It's only food if you put it in your stomach. A crocodile can make all kinds of delicious food. Look at the alligator meat ceiling. I don't know who's going to give it a thumbs up. How delicious the meat is when it's cooked. I don't need to describe it too much. Look at their little faces. You really want to make people cry. That's all I get on Edgar's side. It's a little different from the life I imagined. He suggested moving elsewhere. Better be close to the evacuation point. It's not stable to fish every day. One day we run out of food and it's all over. Edgar's argument makes perfect sense. People have to move even if they don't want to. I don't know why we can't hunt here. If I could get a big crocodile, they wouldn't have to worry so much. The challenge continued on day 42. The Matt team woke up with nothing to do. Eating meat is still eating meat. Life that is called a happiness. You can tell by the color of this steak. If only it could be served with bowls of rice. Moved tears are afraid to flow out of the mouth. We can't keep looking at it like this. We can't let the other mosquitoes find us. Put it in your belly and keep it there. It's not like the meat you normally eat. This flesh will tighten up, even without any seasoning. The satisfaction of holding it in your hand reminds you of a lot of happy times. Not inferior to a grand hotel meal. The original is the best taste. If it wasn't for Matt, Dan and Vaz will probably just have to catch fish. Where would you enjoy all kinds of barbecue like now? if you can take part in the next challenge. I was hoping to team up with Matt. Who doesn't love thighs like that? The physical condition is very good. You can try all kinds of things before you eat crocodile meat. I want Vaz to explore further afield. See if he can get a view of the surrounding landscape. Or use the materials here to build a tree house. Given the strength we have right now, be well up to the task. It only takes a few hours a day. It'll be done in a few days. The body can still maintain a healthy state. Well worth a try. Vaz sprang into action to find the material, if only to complete the challenge. Then they can win lying down. If you want to be comfortable, it's going to take some more work. Vaz alone can put together the general structure. Let's just say he really wanted to live in a cabin. Ajay looked everywhere for prey. Right now, that's no clue at all. I feel like all the animals around me are hiding from me. If you can't move somewhere else, can't hunt anything yourself, talk it over with your teammates. He didn't want to stay in this place forever, planning to look further afield. Take a break from the team and go hunting. That's a very dangerous idea. I'll probably send myself home. Stephen understood where Edgar was coming from. I just don't agree with it. Let's just hope everything goes well. Bring back more meat to fill your stomach. Does anyone think Edgar's going to make it on this trip? I don't think much of him anyway. If he's as good as Matt, maybe I won't have to leave the team. Watch Edgar leave. Stephen was very worried. Maybe 60 days is one less challenge to complete. Matt's helping gather materials for disposal. These are perfect for building a house. If it wasn't for the alligator guarantee, they didn't dare try to build wooden houses. Dan's going to use it as a house tag. The challenge of survival in the wild isn't just starving. There are many other things that boost happiness. It's a really good drawing. It feels more and more like home. Ajay goes out alone in search of prey. It was supposed to take 3 or 4 days. I didn't expect to hear a turkey so soon. He is confident he will be able to return early from his quest. Stephen and the others don't know about this. Fishing at the usual pace. Even if Edgar didn't bring back food, they also have enough food to fill their stomachs. Ajay thought he'd get back from a hunt. I just didn't think to go deeper. The more dense the vegetation is, he was too tired to breathe. The temperature is still rising. I'm afraid we're going to have to send them to dinner. We're wondering if Edgar can hold on. Let's wait and see.